Hey guys, it is currently 5:15 p.m. on May 21st, and today I'm going to be beginning the 5th edit of Letters from Madman. For me, edit number 5 is a different font edit, so on Google Docs I generally write in Times New Roman, 12-point font, and that's what I use the whole time until I transfer it to Word to do the final formatting. But for the different font edit, I change it to a random font that I don't write in and that I generally don't use at all, because seeing the words in a different font that your brain isn't used to forces it to read slower and not skip over as many words. So the assumption is that you'll be able to pick out mistakes better or mistakes that you have previously missed. So I've only been awake for about 16 minutes at this point, so I am going to spend a little bit waking up first. And I'm going to do a little bit of writing in between working on Letters from Madman, but I'm going to do my best to get through a couple chapters tonight. But we'll see how things go, and I will update you guys on progress, hopefully a little bit after midnight, and then after that I'll see you closer to the end of the 5th edit. But I'm going to wake myself up a little bit more so my brain is ready for editing. And go from there. So hopefully, fingers crossed that edit 5 goes well, fingers crossed that I don't hit any more snags, and fingers crossed that I can still get this one out in August. But I will see you guys a little after midnight with an update on progress for day 1 of edit 5. Hey guys, it is currently 12:57 in the morning on May 22nd. And just very briefly, I'm going to go over day 1 of edit 5 of Letters from Madman. So I edited the first 5 chapters using the different font edit, and that was 6,609 words for the day. The only thing that sucks for me about the different font edit is that pretty much every single font that isn't Times New Roman or Garamond tends to hurt my eyes a little bit, and it's much harder to pull focus to them. But it does still force my brain to read them a little bit slower than normal, which is something. But usually I have to read it on my phone and then make the changes on my either tablet or on the desktop, because it's not quite as hard to read the different fonts on my phone. I think it's something about the closeness of the screen, or that there's less words in one line on the screen. I'm not sure what has to do with it specifically, but it does make it a bit of a process, but I got through 5 chapters, so that is something. Letters from Madman has 35 chapters. I'm done with every single one of them except for the extension required in that one scene in like chapter 32, I think. That sounds right. But otherwise everything else is written. I just need to focus again on grammar, fixing those issues that my beta stumbled over, the ones that confused her, the ones that she wished had been extended, or anything like that. I need to fix those during this edit as well, so that's the primary focus, but I'm still working on grammar, sentence structure, stuff like that. But I cleaned up a lot of that last edit, and I feel really, really good about edit 4. And I'm hoping that I'll feel really, really good about edit 5 by the time it's done as well. But that's all that I have for day 1. I'm going to get back to editing here in a few, and I have some other stuff to do tonight that will take away editing time, and since it's Friday, I think, yeah, more than likely my sister will be over later today for supper. I haven't heard anything, but I normally don't hear anything until I wake up that day, so if she's here, that'll slow things down, so because of that, I'm doing my best to edit as much as I can before I go to sleep, but that will be in between recording for Days Gone and editing that video for today's Friday video, and in between any of my normal stuff that I work on during the day. So I'm going to do my best to make as much progress as I can today before I go to sleep especially, but we'll see how things go, and I will see you guys at some point in the editing process. I don't know if I'll see you at the midpoint, or once I'm completely done with it, or both, but either way, I will see you at some point with some edit 5 progress. Hey guys, it is currently 4:50 in the morning on May 25th, and I've just finished edit 5 of Letters from Madman. I do, however, use the term finished relatively lightly. I am almost completely done. I do, however, have one scene to finish still. That scene in chapter 32 where it covers the bank robbery, I added a good chunk of words there, several hundred words, but it's still not done. It still needs to be done, but I've been working on it for the last 5 hours. That's an insane amount of time to work on one scene, and I just couldn't make any progress, so I decided to call it quits there. I'll hit it again in edit 6 and hope that things come better at that point. Until I get to that chapter, I'm going to keep my work on my other crime books very, very, very limited. I might not even touch them at all. I don't know. But I need to make sure that my focus goes towards that scene specifically, and I think working on my other crime books in between edits and during edits is really messing with my head on this particular one. Something about Letters from Madman, although I do love the book, I love the plot, I love the way things have come out since the rewrite, I love the characters, something about working on that and my crime stuff is very draining for me. I don't know if it's because my thyroid's out of whack, so I can't focus on multiple things at once, or if it's just because the rewrite edit was so damn difficult. I'm not 100% sure, but it does become taxing, I guess. So hopefully keeping crime stuff limited until I hit that chapter again will help, but we'll see. So statistic-wise, stat-wise, we are looking at the changes and the numbers for the different font edit. And I added 1,968 words this edit through expanding scenes, extending scenes, stuff like that. And I'll get through those in a moment. And I made 171 changes altogether, and ended up at 47,697 words. So during this edit, I added in Hilo and Taki's ages much sooner. I added more guilt to Taki's character for a certain thing that happens. Explained Hilo's sudden quietness that my beta pointed out. Added more motive behind the bank. Added more motive behind the main character, or not the main character, the killer's relationship with his father. Expanded a scene in chapter 26 to make sure Emma knew about her mom's relationship with Andrew, another thing that my beta would have wanted to see. And then extended chapter 32, which is the one that's still not done, but it's extended quite a lot, which is a step in the right direction, so there's that. Edit 6 will begin tomorrow. Hooray. I wanted to finish this edit yesterday, but I figured I could complete that chapter today and yesterday, but it just didn't happen. So we'll see how things go during edit 6, which will be a translate edit, which is when I listen to it through a robot's voice one way or another. I used to do it through Google Translate. Now I just email it to myself and listen to it on my iPad because the text-to-voice feature is grand on that. But otherwise, the only other thing that I have to do is change the Google document back to Times New Roman. I think there are still 1 or 2 comments on that document that I haven't resolved yet, but I can't open the comments on my tablet without it crashing Google Docs, so I'm not 100% sure if those are all things that still need to be done or things that I did but wasn't able to cross off. But if they are things that still need to be done in the book, I'll do those during edit 6 as well. But I will see you guys tomorrow when I begin edit 6, and we'll go from there. But for now, that is all that I have for edit 5. Hooray! Things are moving along relatively okay. I've, hit a couple snags throughout this whole process, and a ton of delays, and a ton of edits dragging on, and things getting pushed back, and very, very stressed out, but I'm currently holding on to my month of leeway, so that's something. But that's all that I have for the different font edit. hopefully things go okay during edit 6, but I will see you tomorrow when we begin that. So until then, I'll just sign off with a simple little bye for now.